After Michael passed, we hired one of his security guards. And he was telling me about Michael. When Michael hired him, he told him, one thing I want you to do, always be nice to my fans. Because some of these celebrities have security guards and they push the fans back and they treat them real rough. And he said, don't hurt them.
Yes, Michael Jackson was a human being, but damn it, he was a king. Long live the king. Sometimes we have to lose things before we can truly appreciate them. I want to end this on a positive note and say that my sons, age 9 and 4, are obsessed with Michael Jackson. There's a whole lot of crotch grabbing and moonwalking going on in my house. And it seems like a whole new generation of kids has discovered his genius and are bringing him to life again. I hope that wherever Michael is right now, he is smiling about this.
It's still, to this day, it's still so difficult for me to believe. It's you have to accept what is, but it's hard.
What was it for you in that service that helped you, perhaps, the most in dealing with your brother's death?
There being some sort of a closure, I suppose, at that time.
And it was just, I couldn't believe it. My heart just fell to the ground.
Well, I think all of us felt the same way. It just didn't seem like he was just such a fixture. I mean, he's Michael Jackson, that was never going to happen. We were never going to lose him.
March 5th, 2009. Michael Jackson stepped in front of a screaming crowd at the O2 Arena and announced his final comeback tour, This Is It. But the July shows would never happen.
This is it. I mean, this is really it. This is the final curtain call, okay? And I'll see you in July.
On June 25th, 2009, Michael Jackson was found dead inside his home. As the world mourned the music icon, a private investigation quietly started behind the scenes. The big question was simple: what really happened that night? This footage was recorded on the evening of June 24th, only hours before the tragedy. In the video, Michael looked focused, energized, and fully locked into rehearsals. Waiting for him were 50 huge shows at the O2 Arena. At first, only 10 concerts were planned, but ticket demand exploded and AEG Live pushed the number all the way to 50. Did Michael truly want to perform that many shows? According to people close to him, no. He reportedly felt blindsided. One day, he was expecting 10 shows. Then suddenly, he was told it had become 50.
It was the worst day of my life. Never had that feeling before, and I never want to feel like that again.
Had you never feared this day would come?
Never thought this day would come.
How has it changed your life?
Well, I have 3 children. More.
You have 3 more children.
3 more children to raise.
Michael was deeply shaken by the change. He reportedly told people around him that he was only prepared for 10 concerts and feared his body could not handle the pressure. At one point, he even called his mother and said, "Mom, I don't know if I can do this. I can't handle 50 shows." Meanwhile, AEG Live insisted Michael agreed to the expanded schedule on his own. After tickets for the first 10 shows sold out, Michael reportedly agreed to add more London dates, but only if the number did not go past 50. Still, many biographers and industry insiders later believed he was trapped by the pressure surrounding the tour. During that time, AEG CEO Randy Phillips was said to have major control over Michael's schedule and daily life. Even if Michael had doubts about doing 50 shows, the financial pressure was massive. AEG had already invested nearly $20 to $30 million into the production, leaving little room to back out. By early June, Michael was reportedly missing rehearsals more often. People around him described him as exhausted, fragile, and mentally drained by the non-stop workload. He struggled to remember lyrics to songs he had performed for years and even requested a teleprompter for the stage, something he had never needed before. Makeup artist Karen Fay, who worked with Michael for more than 20 years, later testified in court that by mid-June, he had become extremely thin, saying she could see his ribs through his skin and feared for his health.
I knew he was on painkillers at one time. I didn't know how far and how deep it was. I just remember doing the anniversary special, 30th anniversary. And I remember looking at Michael. I remember looking at myself.
That's when you were so bone thin, you were frail.
I was getting scared.
Looking at him.
Yeah. And then I could see myself, I was looking at myself going, no, I don't want this to be like this. This can't happen, not both of us and Mike.
By June 19th, the situation had reportedly become alarming. Michael appeared weak, shaky from chills, and too disoriented to rehearse properly. Director and choreographer Kenny Ortega was reportedly feeding him with a spoon, rubbing his cold feet, wrapping him in blankets, and eventually decided to send him home. AEG Live was reportedly very concerned about Michael's physical and mental condition, but critics later questioned their motives. According to several accounts, the main focus was getting him back into rehearsal shape as fast as possible. Much of that pressure was aimed at his personal physician, Conrad Murray. Murray was reportedly under pressure tied to his $150,000 a month salary, which was being paid by AEG Live, not Michael himself. In one email sent to Kenny Ortega, AEG Live co-CEO Paul Gongaware wrote, "We want to remind Murray that it is AEG, not MJ, who is paying his salary. We want to remind him what is expected of him."
I did not give it to him.
Okay, so if you didn't put it there, who did?
Michael.
Were you able to ascertain and make a determination as to the manner of death regarding Michael Jackson?
Yes.
And what was the manner of death?
The manner was homicide.
When Gongaware was later questioned about the email during a deposition, he reportedly answered, "I don't recall," more than 30 times. He later explained the message by saying it was simply short-form communication and that he only wanted the doctor to properly handle his responsibilities. Conrad Murray first met Michael Jackson in 2006 in Las Vegas, when Michael needed medical help for his daughter, Paris Jackson, who had a cold. After that meeting, Murray reportedly gained Michael's trust. By 2009, as preparations for the comeback tour became more intense, the pressure surrounding Michael grew fast, and he wanted a doctor by his side at all times. Most importantly, Michael reportedly wanted someone who would provide medication without delays or strict limits.
That my friend wasn't right, that he wasn't well. There was something going on that was deeply troubling me. And I did ask him questions and he did answer me. I did feel though that he was, not well.
By that point, he had allegedly been dealing with chronic insomnia for years, along with ongoing pain and severe anxiety. Over time, powerful sedatives and painkillers became part of his treatment, and according to reports, he had relied on them for decades. Many believe the dependency began back in 1984 after a pyrotechnic accident during a Pepsi commercial left him with serious burns. That moment reportedly introduced him to strong prescription medication, the kind that can quickly lead to dependency. From there, his life allegedly became a non-stop cycle of pain and temporary relief. Then came 2005. After a long and stressful court case, people close to Michael said his struggles became even more intense. Reports claimed he started relying on stronger doses while trying to cope with emotional pain, insomnia, and growing paranoia.
Did you write that email?
I don't recall.
We have to be phenomenal. When people believe that show, when people believe my show, I want to say, I've never seen nothing like this in my life. Go. I've never seen nothing like this.
At that stage, medication was no longer viewed by some around him as simple treatment, but as a way to escape reality. After the reported breakdown on June 19th, an emergency meeting took place the following day at Michael's house involving Kenny Ortega, Dr. Conrad Murray, and AEG Live executives. During the meeting, Murray reportedly snapped at Ortega and said, "Don't act like a doctor or an amateur psychologist. Direct the show and leave Michael's health to me." Despite Ortega's concerns, AEG Live chose to continue preparing for the concerts, while Murray assured everyone that Michael would be ready to perform. Over the next 2 days, June 21st and 22nd, rehearsals were reportedly missed or cut short as Michael barely participated on stage. The production team was also moving from the Forum to the main venue, the Staples Center. Then, everything suddenly changed on June 23rd. That night, Michael appeared energized again. He looked focused, sharp, and rehearsed intensely for nearly an hour and a half. The same energy reportedly continued on June 24th. Michael seemed to be in a good mood, and for a moment, everything looked normal. Rehearsals ended late that evening, and he returned home, where the situation would soon take a tragic turn. Around 1 a.m., Michael reportedly struggled to fall asleep and asked Dr. Conrad Murray for medication. One treatment did not work, then another, but he still could not sleep.
What did he say?
He said, "Where are you?" And I said, "I'm downtown." And he said, "Get here right away. Mr. Jackson had a bad reaction. Get here right away." And I said, "What's going on?" And he said, "Get somebody up here immediately." And
did that terminate that phone call?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
By the morning, after hours of reported sleeplessness, Michael allegedly requested a powerful anesthetic he referred to as milk. According to court testimony, Murray eventually gave Michael the drug after repeated requests. A recording later captured Michael speaking while heavily affected by medication. At around 10:50 a.m., Michael fell asleep, but he never regained consciousness. At approximately 11:50 a.m., Murray reportedly noticed Michael was no longer breathing. Prosecutors later argued that instead of calling 911 immediately, Murray delayed while handling personal phone calls, including contacting his girlfriend and an insurance agent, as Michael's condition became critical.
The first port of call for a lay person is to call 911. They're calling for a skilled person. I am a specialist. I have the skill. I can start immediately. If you can do CPR as early as possible, that's great. But I don't know how long Michael was down.
So you didn't think you needed to call 911?
No, I'm not saying I don't need. I needed help. I needed help for sure.
Well, 911's your help.
It was not until 12:13 p.m., nearly 30 minutes after noticing Michael was not breathing, that Conrad Murray finally contacted someone from Jackson's team. He called Michael Amir Williams, the singer's assistant, but reportedly did not fully explain the situation. Instead of saying Michael was in cardiac arrest, Murray allegedly said he had a bad reaction and told him to come quickly. Murray then called security guard Alberto Alvarez into the bedroom.
Sir, we have a gentleman here that needs help, and he's not breathing yet. He's not breathing, and we're trying to pump him, but he's not.
Okay. Okay, how old is he?
He's 50 years old, sir.
50? Okay. He's unconscious, he's not breathing?
Yes, he's not breathing, sir.
Alvarez later described walking into a chaotic scene. According to testimony, Murray was performing CPR with one hand while Michael lay on a soft mattress, something medical experts later said was ineffective on that kind of surface. Alvarez also testified that before calling emergency services, Murray instructed him to help collect medical vials and IV bags into containers. Only after some items were removed did Murray reportedly say, "Alberto, hurry, we need to take him to the hospital. We need an ambulance." Prosecutors later argued that valuable time was lost handling the scene instead of immediately calling for emergency medical help. About 5 minutes later, paramedics from the Los Angeles Fire Department arrived. They found Michael Jackson without a pulse and not breathing, but Murray reportedly insisted resuscitation efforts continue. At 1:07 p.m., Michael was transported to Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center. Doctors continued attempting to revive him for more than an hour, but the efforts were unsuccessful. At 2:26 p.m., doctors officially pronounced Michael Jackson dead. Soon after, a strange conversation reportedly took place between Conrad Murray and Michael's assistant, Michael Amir Williams. Murray allegedly said they needed to return to the house to pick up some kind of cream.
He said that there's some cream in Michael's room or house, room, that he wouldn't want the world to know about. And he requested that I or someone give him a ride back to house to get it so the world, wouldn't know about the cream.
To get the cream so the world wouldn't know about it?
Yes, sir.
Williams later said he was shocked. Only minutes had passed since Michael's death, yet Murray seemed focused on retrieving an item from the house. Feeling suspicious, Williams reportedly lied and told Murray that police had already taken the car keys. In reality, he immediately contacted security and instructed them to lock down the estate entrances. According to later reports, the cream Murray mentioned was medication connected to Michael's vitiligo treatment. Still, some people close to Michael believed that explanation was only a cover story. They suspected the real reason was to get back into the bedroom before investigators arrived and remove evidence connected to the powerful anesthetic Michael called milk. Conrad Murray's trial began nearly 2 years after Michael's death. Throughout the case, Murray denied responsibility. His story reportedly stayed the same from the beginning. he claimed he never gave Michael a fatal dose. According to Murray, he stepped out of the bedroom for only 2 minutes, and during that brief moment, Michael allegedly injected himself with the drug while struggling with insomnia and emotional distress. The key witness for the prosecution was Dr. Christopher Rogers, the forensic pathologist who performed Michael Jackson's autopsy. He strongly rejected the defense's claim that Michael injected himself while Conrad Murray briefly stepped out of the room. Rogers explained that the level of sedation in Michael's body would not have allowed him to suddenly wake up and carry out those actions within the 2 minutes Murray described. In the end, the judge sentenced Murray to 4 years in prison, the maximum sentence under that charge. But in 2013, he was released after serving around 2 years because of California prison overcrowding policies and good behavior. Today, Conrad Murray lives far from the Hollywood spotlight. After losing his medical licenses in California, Nevada, and Texas, he eventually returned to the Caribbean. In 2023, Murray opened a private medical institute in Trinidad and Tobago, where he still practices medicine while continuing to deny responsibility in the death of the King of Pop. But for many people watching this story unfold, one thing feels impossible to ignore. Murray may have been the final piece, but the tragedy surrounding Michael Jackson had been building for years. The Pepsi accident in 1984 reportedly opened the door to painkiller dependency. The exhausting 2005 trial added even more emotional pressure. Then came the massive AEG Live contract for 50 shows, turning Michael's comeback into an intense business machine that many believed pushed him beyond his limits. Michael Jackson's story remains one of the most shocking rises and falls in entertainment history, and the questions surrounding his final days still spark debate even now. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with others. And comment MJ below if you made it to the end.